Have you ever noticed how fear can make you suffer over something that hasn't even happened? Your heart starts racing. Your mind starts imagining the worst. You replay conversations that haven't happened. You create disasters that don't exist. And suddenly, you're afraid of a future that isn't even here. But here's the truth. Fear doesn't always tell you what's going to happen. Sometimes, fear simply tells you what you're imagining. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that the human mind can suffer twice. Once from reality, and once from the story it creates about reality. So when fear strikes, don't panic, don't run, don't immediately believe everything your mind tells you. Pause and apply Stoic logic, because fear may be loud, but loud doesn't mean true. Imagine you wake up one morning and realize something important could go wrong. Maybe you're worried about money. Maybe you're afraid of losing someone. Maybe you're about to start something you've never done before. Maybe you're scared that you'll fail. Immediately, your mind starts asking questions. What if I fail? What if they reject me? What if I lose everything? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? And before anything has actually happened, you've already experienced the pain. This is where Stoic thinking changes everything. Instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Ask yourself, what do I actually know? That's the first step. Separate reality from imagination. You received a message. That's reality. Thinking they hate you. That's an interpretation. You made a mistake. That's reality. Thinking your entire future is ruined. That's an interpretation. You haven't achieved your goal yet. That's reality. Thinking you'll never achieve it. That's a prediction. Do you see the difference? Fear takes a possibility and presents it to you like a certainty. Stoic logic forces you to separate the two. Ask yourself, what are the facts? Then ask, what story am I adding to those facts? That simple question can destroy a tremendous amount of unnecessary fear. Now here's the second question, and you should remember it whenever anxiety begins taking over your mind. What is within my control? The Stoics understood that life becomes much more peaceful when you stop fighting for control over things that were never yours to control. You cannot control what people think about you. You cannot control whether someone chooses you. You cannot control whether every plan succeeds. You cannot control the past. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control tomorrow, but you can control your decisions. You can control your preparation. You can control your effort. You can control your discipline. And most importantly, you can control how you respond. Think about how much fear comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. You want certainty. You want guarantees. You want to know exactly how everything will turn out. But life doesn't work that way. There are no guarantees. So stop demanding certainty from an uncertain world. Instead, build confidence in your ability to respond. Don't tell yourself, nothing will go wrong. Tell yourself, even if something goes wrong, I will deal with it. That's a much stronger form of confidence. Now, think about the thing you're currently afraid of, seriously. Bring it to mind. What is it? Failure, rejection, money, your future, losing someone, embarrassing yourself, not becoming the person you want to become. Now ask yourself, if this actually happened, what would I do? Not, what if it happens? But, if it happens, what will I do? That's an important difference. Fear wants you to imagine yourself as helpless. Stoic logic reminds you that you still have choices. Maybe you fail, then you learn. Maybe you lose money, then you rebuild. Maybe someone rejects you, then you move forward. Maybe your plan collapses, then you create another plan. Maybe you experience something painful. Then you recover. The point isn't to convince yourself that bad things will never happen. The point is to realize that bad things happening doesn't automatically mean you're finished. You are more adaptable than fear makes you believe. The Stoics also understood something uncomfortable. You cannot become courageous while constantly avoiding discomfort. Every time you run away from something simply because it makes you uncomfortable, you teach your brain that discomfort is dangerous, and the fear grows. But every time you face something difficult, you send your mind a different message. I can handle this. That's how courage develops. Not by waiting until fear disappears, but by acting correctly while fear is still present. Remember this: courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is refusing to let fear make your decisions. You can be nervous and still speak. You can be afraid and still begin. You can doubt yourself and still move forward. You can feel uncomfortable and still do what needs to be done. Fear is an emotion. It is not an instruction. Just because your mind says, "Don't do it," doesn't mean you shouldn't. Sometimes the right question is, am I actually in danger? Or, am I simply uncomfortable? Because those two things are completely different. Fear also has another weakness. It loves the future. It constantly asks, what will happen? What if? What happens next? But your life is not happening tomorrow. It's happening right now. So when your mind starts racing into a future you cannot control, come back to the present. Ask yourself, what is required of me right now? Maybe you need to make the call. Maybe you need to study. Maybe you need to work. Maybe you need to apologize. Maybe you need to walk away. Maybe you need to start. Maybe you simply need to calm down before making a decision. You don't need to solve your entire life today. You only need to handle the next moment correctly. One decision, then another, then another. That's how you build a strong mind. And here's something else you need to understand. Your thoughts are not automatically facts. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Your mind might say, I'm going to fail. Ask, how do I know? Your mind might say, they don't respect me. Ask, what evidence do I actually have? Your mind might say, my life is falling apart. Ask, is that reality or am I overwhelmed? You don't have to fight every thought. You simply have to examine it. Treat your thoughts like claims that need evidence. Fear says, something terrible is going to happen. You respond, maybe, but what evidence do I have? Fear says, you can't handle this. You respond, I've handled difficult things before. Fear says, everything is uncertain. You respond, yes, and uncertainty is part of life. This is how you stop being a prisoner of your own imagination. There is also a powerful Stoic practice. Imagine losing what you currently have, not because you want to lose it, not because you should become pessimistic, but because remembering that nothing is guaranteed can make you appreciate what you have and reduce your fear of losing it. Think about your money, your relationships, your opportunities, your comfort, your reputation, your possessions. One day, circumstances may change. That's reality. But if you constantly live terrified of losing everything, you never truly enjoy anything. The Stoic doesn't say, I will never lose. The Stoic says, if I lose, I will endure. That's strength. So the next time fear strikes, don't immediately react. Pause. Take a breath and ask yourself 5 questions. Number 1, what are the actual facts? Number 2, what am I assuming? Number 3, what is within my control? Number 4, if the worst happens, what can I do about it? And number 5, what is the next rational action I can take? Those 5 questions can pull you out of emotional chaos and return you to reality. Because sometimes the solution to fear isn't more motivation, it's better thinking. You don't need to become a person who never feels fear. That's impossible. You need to become someone who can feel fear and still think clearly. Someone who can hear fear without obeying it. Someone who can face uncertainty without creating imaginary disasters. Someone who can lose without losing themselves. Someone who can fail without deciding that they are a failure. That's what Stoic strength looks like. Not an emotionless person, not someone who never struggles, but someone who understands that emotions can be present without being in control. So when fear strikes, don't ask, "How do I make this feeling disappear?" Ask, "What is this feeling telling me?" Then examine it. Separate facts from assumptions. Separate danger from discomfort. Separate what you control from what you don't. Prepare for what you can. Accept what you cannot. And take the next rational step, because fear is not a prophecy. Uncertainty is not failure. Discomfort is not danger. And your thoughts are not automatically the truth. You don't control everything that happens to you, but you do have a say in what happens next. So the next time fear comes knocking, don't run from it. Don't worship it. Don't obey it. Look at it calmly and ask, is this reality? Or is this just my mind predicting reality? Then, think clearly, act deliberately, and move forward anyway. Because the strongest mind isn't the mind that never feels fear. It's the mind that feels fear and still chooses its response. When fear strikes, apply Stoic logic. And remember, fear can speak, but you decide whether to listen.